The county attorney's office begins its appeal of a judge's bombshell ruling which found major problems with a piece of equipment at the Scottsdale Crime Lab.
We're talking about a malfunctioning blood machine which has tested thousands of samples in DUI cases. And as 3TV's Jared Dillingham reports, attorneys who found the flawed machine say their trial also exposed other credibility problems at Scottsdale's lab.
Walking the line or checking pupils, police departments nationwide spend a lot of time and resources getting drunk drivers off the road. When Len Syke was driving his vintage Volkswagen in Scottsdale in 2010, he was cuffed and arrested for DUI.
I thought I would be in Joe Arpaio's tent city wearing pink underwear, and that's not a happy thought.
Len says he drank a single beer 5 hours earlier.
I thought the blood test would come back and show that this was a mistake.
When his blood test results came back a .11, way over the limit, Len's attorney argued the blood test machine must have switched samples and mislabeled Len's blood, that his was really one of the zeros above or below the .11. The jury agreed and cleared him.
And to have had to go through that, to go through the expense, to go through the anxiety about it all, only to find out that it really was flawed equipment and flawed results.
Valley attorneys say Len wasn't alone. They filed suit claiming the Scottsdale Crime Lab's DUI blood test machine was producing unreliable evidence.
How many cases were processed through this machine?
Thousands. Probably north of 10,000.
These attorneys challenged 11 specific DUI cases. They say the trial exposed a cover-up. Crime Lab staff knew all along their blood machine wasn't working. This 2010 work order shows it needed repairs for software problems. And internal Scottsdale Crime Lab emails reveal 2 years later, the blood test machine was still in use and still broken. Staff referred to it as their malfunctioning instrument and a problem instrument.
And all the time while they were trying to fix it, they kept running blood?
People accused of a crime were having their blood tested on a broken machine that entire time.
This February, a staffer told the manufacturer their blood test machine was still causing them a lot of problems in court. Another referred to it as a hot potato no one would touch because the machine was no longer functioning.
We have a machine with a mountain of errors that should have been taken out of service on day one. Taxpayers deserve better than that.
So these emails show the lab staff knew they had problems with this machine, but when some of them showed up here to court to testify in this trial, they told a very different story. One told the court, "I believe the instrument has worked properly and that the results are reliable." When asked, "You've never seen any mislabeling?" another answered, "No." The judge called the discrepancies in the testimony from the Crime Lab staff incredible and troubling.
You're supposed to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth as a witness and as a scientist.
Good, you've been stopped at Scottsdale Police Sobriety Checkpoint.
On the other hand, Scottsdale police officials say they are not concerned that a judge ruled some of the evidence gathered by their officers was compromised for years by a malfunctioning machine.
We have confidence in the machine. We have confidence in the scientists that are doing the work.
Is it a concern at all of this department that some of the testimony from the lab staff was misleading in court?
No, we don't have that concern.
In fact, the police chief and county attorney still stand completely behind the lab work.
The Scottsdale Police Department doesn't see any kind of credibility issue here whatsoever?
No, and we would hope that the community, the greater community, has confidence that the police department and the prosecution is doing the best job to keep these cases moving forward.
You know, the Scottsdale police are doing a good job.
While Len commends officers for keeping the streets safe from drunk drivers, his attorneys wonder how many have been wrongfully convicted by the blood test machine.
What does that say about the people who are doing this?
I'd certainly calls into question their credibility.
The Crime Lab is using another blood machine right now. All sides will be in court tomorrow as the appeals process continues. The attorneys advise anyone who thinks their DUI case could have been affected by the blood test machine to have an attorney review their files.